I'm the hero that Araxis deserves, but not the one it needs. I am the knight. I am vengeance. I am Batman. How's it going, you sexy beast? Welcome once again to another freaking awesome fan-picked Friday challenge. The series where you and your ultimate comfortality of your couch, chair, or even on the toilet watching from your phone can suggest a loadout for me to run in PlanetSide 2 and see how terribly I can do with it. Last week's episode was the New Conglomerate Police Officer by KSG xKore, which featured the LA8 Rebel Pistol. If you want to make a suggestion for next week's episode, go ahead and leave a comment in the section below, and I'll choose one of the most top-voted comments to use in next week's fan-picked Friday challenge. This week's challenge was pretty neat. Starting out, though, I was about ready to tear my freaking head out at how frustrating it was. But luckily enough, the lovely person who submitted the challenge gave me some options. So for today's episode, I am the vengeance, I am the knight. I am Batman. And super skin tight delicious spandex. This challenge comes from EagleTopGaming, which is called I'm Batman. They state you are Batman, a creature of the night, striking fear into the hearts of criminals and evildoers everywhere. Faction, any. Class, light assault. Weapon, Track 5S, Gauss Compact S, or the BX67. This is where I got slightly confused. I choose Vanu since they're least represented on my channel, but I actually ran with the Solstice SF as that's the Vanu equivalent of the Track 5S or Gauss Compact S. Attachments, infrared night vision scope, suppressor, smoke launcher, and soft point ammunition. Secondary Hunter QCX with detect bolts. Drifter jets, grenade bandolier, flash grenades, and C4. Optional aesthetics, grayscales camo on everything. Thank you for this very badass loadout, EagleTopGaming. I'd also like to thank you for giving me the option to swap out grenade bandolier for ammo belt or jump jets in lieu of the drifters, because I hella swapped those out. At first, the drifter jets were cute since I could fly linearly toward a base window so long as I had verticality on it. But those times were so rare I was cursing drifter jets even being a thing. As for the grenade bandolier, I'm pretty sure I threw about 30 flash grenades and would always wait before I got a hidden indicator before breaching the next room and would just get gunned down by the one guy standing in there that I thought was for sure blinded. So ammunition belt became my buddy since the flash grenades didn't seem to do a damn thing for me. Regardless, this loadout was pretty fun. Being a super gadget-based light assault capable of handling nearly every situation was pretty neat. Made me feel like the actual Dark Knight, except much more badass since I was shooting the crap out of everyone with freaking laser beams. I can't remember the last time I ran with an infrared scope, so my beginning gameplay was extremely frustrating since I wasn't able to hit the broadside of the Joker past 20 meters. Once I got the hang of things though, my KDR evened out at a pretty decent 3.75. How are the statistics of our batarang launcher, also known as the Solstice SF? Well, it's a pretty standard carbine, dealing 143 damage up to 10 meters and falls off to 112 out at 60 meters. It has a 30-round magazine, 180 in the reserve, fires at 652 rounds per minute, has a short reload speed of 1.875 seconds, and a long reload speed of 2.78 seconds. The fast rate of fire and extremely lengthy reload speed makes this weapon a pain in the butt to use in close quarters, since you'll more than likely hit that long reload speed far too often. So keep your ammunition belt handy, as you'll be needing it. The world of Gotham Araxis City was plagued with Joker's minions, since the vast majority of my deaths came from shotguns. The only logical explanation for this was that the Joker decided to be the ultimate troll and arm all of his henchmen with the most annoying weapon to fight against. Luckily enough, Alfred Pennyworth loaded me up with the Hunter QCX with cute pink detect bolts, which worked flawlessly as a light assault. Not only is the xKore income from detect assists purely delicious, but the added benefit of loading up the battlefield with motion darts helps a ton with your battlefield awareness. Speaking of, being the Batman and flying between buildings and staying above my opponents made this loadout extremely effective for flanking due to the attached suppressor. There were plenty of times where I could backrage some unsuspecting victims and tickle them to death with my purple lasers of justice. Enough of me having fun with the jetpack. What about how this loadout is supposed to be played? EagleTopGaming stated to use the detect bolts and infrared scope to control the battlefield and strike where the enemy least expects it. C4 and flash grenades are oriented for maxes or larger groups of enemies, which truly shine in those situations. Gaining a height advantage over unsuspecting enemies and unleashing hell with a couple of C4 charges really warms my cold, frozen heart. I really wish the light assault had access to the concussion grenade, as that seems far more superior to the flash grenade. Using the smoke launcher is very interesting, but still feels very finicky. There were plenty of times where I would launch my 2 smoke grenades and let it fill up a room, then move in, and before I'm even able to shoot, a heavy assault with a 4x scope spots me through the smoke and takes me down. This happened on far too many occasions, and I just wish smoke would actually work, where it's hard to see through it if impossible, and you are not able to Q-spot hostiles that reside within the area of effect. But on the slim chances the smoke actually properly concealed you, it was delicious to use the infrared sight to gun down my opponents from the cloak of smoky night. I'm sure it made a lot of people ask, "Where is he?"
Vanu's legacy.
There you have it, you sexy beasts, the I'm Batman loadout featuring the Solstice SF, submitted by EagleTopGaming. If you guys like this week's episode, go ahead and leave a super awesome DC Comics thumbs up. Or Marvel, whichever you prefer. If you have an awesome challenge for me to run with next week, go ahead and leave a comment in the section below. Make sure to include any weapons, attachments, utility belts, batarangs, grappling hooks, or whatever else you can think of, and I'll choose one of the most top voted comments to use in next week's Fanfic Friday challenge. I hope you have a fantastic start to your weekend. Leaving off on a high note, if you'd like to see more videos like these, then go ahead and subscribe. It's a free. Yeah. Will Rathamus get more subscribers? When will the new conglomerate get an audio update? Who's editing this video? More questions that will surely be unanswered in next week's episode of Fan Picked Friday Challenge.